Race 2 is an absolute belter. Small field, just the 7 runners, but headed by My Darling. He's actually first up for the season, but one from one course and distance here at Happy Valley. Victory goes up in class over a very impressive win last about. He's 5 from 6 overall. California Whip was 3rd course and distance behind Born in China. Blocker D's a distance win on the all-weather last week. Fantastic 8 will roll forward. He's the pace setter for Barrier 4. Lucky Wang Feng, course and distance winner last season. And Starlight, a 5-time course and distance winner. That wasn't a lower class.
Yeah, he's first up since early November, but Fantastic 8 is the horse that's got the pace to lead this race clearly. And Victory last start from the 11 was able to get up outside of the speed and go on from there, and you would think that that'd be the case again. I think it sets up fairly clearly, this speed map. Blocker D, a last start winner outside of California Whip, and then My Darling, Lucky Wan Feng and Starlight at the rear.
Here is My Darling. He hasn't been on the racecourse for 250-odd days, this one. He's put on 25 pounds as well, so I don't know if he's totally ready, but I thought you can see him for himself. He did trial okay, but I just think he's probably will need a run or two. Victory doesn't. Gee, there was a good win last time from him from the wide draw. He'll be very tough to beat. Pretty cramped odds there at $1.20 currently, though, and so he hasn't been missed, as you wouldn't expect. But he's going nicely. And Starlight, he comes in with this lightish weight. Matthew Poon will take another 7 pounds off as well. So, as you mentioned, he's a horse that does like Happy Valley, but in the lower grades. Yeah. It's a tough race, this one, I thought. It
is, very. Let's start, though, with Victory. Seems the obvious place with the favourites. This was his Happy Valley debut. Touching on the fact he drew Barrier 11, made a mockery of it.
Yep, 2 starts for 2 wins this season. So you just ask yourself the question, is this a group horse running against, you know, a bunch of real handy Class 2, Class 1 horses? And the answer's probably yes, I would think, from what we've seen. Very comfortable here. He's likely to get a similar type of run. He'll be fitter for that too, just being second up there. He's going to start short, but he's hard to tip against.
Yeah, it's very hard, isn't he? He looks the one for sure.
All right, so that's the favourites. Blocker D, solid effort from him last week on the all-weather, but his real home is here at Happy Valley.
Yeah, well, he's a 4-time winner at Happy Valley as Blocker D, and he won nicely enough here on the all-weather, so he's coming back to a bit of form. Barrier number 2, he should get a nice run in transit. It was a bit of a hard run, this one. That was the only question Marco had. He's backing up quite quickly.
He is, but he's a good, tough horse, and he will give his best again. And I think he'll fight all the way to the line. Probably like Fantastic 8, he might lead, but they'll just probably be overhauled by the class of Victory in the end, you would imagine. But they won't be too far away from me.
All right, OK. What about My Darling? Ran in the Derby last year. First up now since May. Let's learn more with trainer Paul O'Sullivan.
Paul, My Darling, first time out for your stable. Thoughts on this horse?
Yeah, well, he hasn't run for about 7 months, and you know, there's 2 trials we've given have indicated that too. So he looks very much like a horse that's going to take a run or two before he hopefully return to form.
What about your actual impressions of the horse and how he is? He's won 5 races in Hong Kong, so there must be something there.
Yeah, very lovely, big, scopy horse, good temperament, and you know, a really nice type. But he's sitting up on 100 points, so whether it's going to be tough from here on in, time will tell.
I was about to say, it does look difficult. Rated 100, the potential for upside is difficult at that stage.
Well, he's still relatively lightly raced, and hopefully he can go on with it. But he's probably got more points behind him than in front of him.
All right, so that's My Darling with Paul O'Sullivan. Doug Chalmers asking the questions there. Another key race we need to have a look at is Fantastic 8. Starlight's in this trial as well, as is Lucky Wang Feng. I suppose, Fantastic 8, the first question, can he get out and get away in front?
I think he can. He was able to sit in here and just sort of punch through and go on and win the trial. Lucky Wan Feng's pushed on. Last start he pulled up with blood in the trachea. He's a very good horse when he's right, Lucky Wan Feng. But I thought this trial from Fantastic 8 was terrific, and I think he will give Victory the most to do. Starlight will give away a start. He's a very good horse, but he hasn't had a lot of racing in the last few months, so just that lack of race fitness might be a negative.
He'll be on the front and out of trouble. Fantastic 8. So. Yeah, I think he's got a good chance.
All right, that was Ping Hai Star in that trial as well, closest to us. So I'm guessing there's not really too many surprises here in the tips.
No, there'd be a bit of Captain Obvious going on here, I think, with Victory on top to beat Fantastic 8. California Whip, I think he's interesting with the blinkers on for the first time, and Blocker D in for 4th. 2, 5, 3 and 4. You can't just back the 2 to win. He's $1.20. So I'll do Quinella's and maybe throw Quinella places in as well.
Yeah, I've got the same cue, actually. I'm happy have a crack at that queue. I Victory and Fantastic 8, the 2 and 5. I think Fantastic 8 will lead. Unlike that trial, he'll lead and he'll give I Victory everything to do, and he'll overhaul him with just class. Blocker D will run a very good race on the back of the speed, as will California Whip, 2, 5, 4 and 3.
Yeah, exactly the same 4 numbers, slightly different order. I Victory on top. I'd love to have found a place for Starlight, but just couldn't quite. But he is a nice horse all the same.